wonders, Nigeria. There's a breaking news today from the Federal High Court in Lokoja about the cancellation of registration of NDC. I don't really understand why courts are really doing this. At least this dying time when election is fast approaching. What exactly do the courts want? Are they planning to have one party system in Nigeria? Because I don't really get it. So they want only APC to run unopposed. No party should challenge APC. It's only APC all along. This is not good. This is not democracy. This is not democracy. This is not how democracy is run. No, it's not. It's not. And this juncture, maybe I will stop by and allow you to watch.
On Friday, so a few hours ago, held that the court's December 10, 2025 judgment adversely affected the rights of the Peace Movement Party, that's PMP, which was not joined as a party in the suit. Hey! Reports says that the Peace Movement Party, that's PMP, had claimed ownership of the logo relied upon in obtaining the judgment that led to the registration of the NDC. Counsel to the applicant, CS Ekeocha, told journalists after the ruling that the Peace Movement Party, PMP, approached the court after discovering that NDC's registration was based on the logo it had earlier submitted to INEC before the suit was filed. Now, according to him, the court agreed that the applicant's right has been affected because it was not made a party to the proceedings. Ekeocha said that the court consequently vacated the earlier judgment and directed that all necessary parties be joined in the matter. Now, wow. The court has ordered all parties to return to the position they occupied before the judgment of December 10, 2025, and directed the claimants to join all necessary parties. To join all necessary parties to ensure the issues in dispute are effectually and completely determined, he said. Ekeocha explained that the implication of the ruling was that every action taken by INEC in compliance with the now vacated judgment must be reversed. He said that the recognition of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, the issuance of its certificate of registration, and its inclusion in INEC record could no longer stand pending the determination of the substantive suit. The recognition of Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, the issuance of its certificate of registration, its inclusion in INEC records, and any other appearance on ballot papers arising from that judgment must be withdrawn pending the final determination of the substantive suit, Ekeocha stated. The lawyer, however, clarified that the main case has not even been concluded yet. Now, according to him, the court only set aside its previous judgment because a party whose interest was affected was not heard before the decision was delivered. The matter has not been concluded. The court merely set aside its previous judgment and directed that the party whose interests were affected be joined so that all sides can be heard before a fresh decision is reached, he said. Ekeocha also dismissed suggestions that the court merely ordered parties to maintain the status quo. He insisted that the ruling specifically directed all parties to restore the position that existed before December 10, 2025 judgment. The ruling has returned the dispute over the registration of NDC to the Federal High Court for a fresh hearing, with all relevant parties expected to participate before a new decision is reached. My goodness. At this rate, what is the fate of Peter Obi?
Personally, on based on what I have just heard, I think that it's not a case of the registering, but a kind of temporary suspension of whatever decision that they have carried out. And the reason is that PMP, which was meant to be part of that case, should be brought in. You understand? So it's not that it's they're demanding a deregistration of NDC.
But if they are setting aside that and everybody returns back to where they were before 2025 December, it means also that INEC will not recognize NDC, because as at that time, NDC was not fully recognized as a political party. And what that means also that Peter Obi will not be on the ballot. Whatever it is or whatever it is. You now understand why the likes of Naya Baribe refuse to follow Peter Obi everywhere, because he's going to be always on target.
Okay, and now I think, just like you rightly pointed out, I think that the NDC legal status is now in limbo, pending the fresh, hearing in Lokoja. But at the same time, I think that the court, knowing that we are in a election season, should expedite action as it has to do with all of this, because as we are talking, the destiny of a lot of politicians is at stake here. Peter Obi, alongside other persons, is at stake here. So whatever that should be done right now should be done speedily. I know that with this stuff, it has affected NDC's ability to participate in the upcoming election. So putting all of that in context, I think that it should the court itself should be duty bound to expedite action, that before a particular timeline, everything should have been settled. Because for me, whether we like it or yes, it points to one particular direction. Intentions are very clear that we want to have a one-party system, because we must tell ourselves the truth. PDP, as far as Nigeria is concerned, PDP is not an independent political party again.
Yes.
It can be by writing, it could be a party, but let's tell ourselves the whole truth. Based on how things are going, they are not independent again. After all, Wike, who is their boss, is working with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I can assure you that they will just sit down in a round table and say, okay, designate this one to this one. Okay, Wike, just hold this to state. That's what is going to happen. And the only party that I would say would have stood out there very firm would have been NDC, ADC. And that's why these have been their target, because they have never, whether we like it or not, these guys have always been searching for opportunities. So they are going to anything that they can to sponsor people, to deflate parties that they know that they're going to contest a great deal with them. That's exactly what is playing out, and this is absolutely not where we are driving at. I don't know who is behind all of this, but as much as democracy is concerned, all of this movement is pointing to one direction. They want Nigeria to continue in the suffering that we have been going to, because whether we like it or yes, what we have seen today is a tip of the iceberg. We all know that during periods of election, or during first term of any leader, they kind of calm down everything, and because they're looking for opportunity to come back again. Let's wait for second term. What we are seeing is tip of the iceberg. We will scream and cry and nobody will help anybody. I don't know why it's like this, but come on, that's where we are right now.
But unfortunately, Peter Obi needs to be on the ballot. Atiku Abubakar and the rest who have decided to also run needs to be, because if you're not even on the ballot, how do we even think of voting? At this rate, they need to bring their A game. I don't know what their A game will be. And Nigerians have been watching closely to see how independent judiciary has been thus far, ever since this dispensation has begun. So most Nigerians, sorry to say this, may not be very confident, 100% sure of how independent judiciary will be on this matter. And the time is ticking, tick-tack. Would they be able to expedite all of this before election begins? Let's put in our conversation. That's what we're going to wrap it up.
On this channel for the first time, please subscribe, like, and press the notification button. And as well, drop your comments.